I'm gonna be the way I am until I die. And if you don't like it, die first then. But anyways.
Update, I'm crying because I forgot my passport. And they're talking about, oh, you can't apply for another year. I'm not applying in a year. I'm gonna be at another airline. Thanks.
So here's what happened. The lady you guys just watched recently posted on TikTok very upset about how she was treated during a job interview with a major airline, United to be specific, and she admitted that she forgot her passport, which was a requirement for the interview. And as you can imagine, things didn't go as planned. She felt the company handled the situation poorly and vented her frustrations online. Now, when I say she vented her frustrations online, this lady has made over 40 videos ever since this one. Now, we're not going to watch all 40 of them because we're all going to lose our brain cells if I do that. But let's just pause for a second. Was the company really at fault here, or was this more of an accountability situation? Speaking of accountability, let's read her caption so you guys get a better understanding. At United Airlines, yes, she tagged them. Please do better for the interview process as far as putting that you need a physical passport with you at the top of your extremely long email, because I must have missed that part. The punctuation, I can't breathe. I came from a small town just to be sent back and told to apply in a year. All because of my passport, when I worked so hard to even get the chance to come to face, honestly, to help future applicants, as I will not be applying again. We're gonna read some of the comments under that post that she did. Don't even worry, being a flight attendant isn't as glamorous as it seems. Most of us are broke and fighting for our lives. Great news. This is who you want as someone for your emergency. She didn't follow the protocol and then she trashes. This is like somebody cutting you off in traffic and then yells at you. It says you need it when you first apply. In the future, always bring your passport. Best of luck. And then she responds, yes, I messed up, but lesson learned. Hopefully others see this and don't make the same mistake. Yeah, so why are you trashing them in this video? You made the mistake, just like you can't fly without an ID. People don't understand industry blacklists either. Corporations talk. I'm sorry that happened. Yes, apply for another airline. For the future, always have your passport for any face-to-face with an airline. Treat it as if you have the job. They need to make sure it's up to date. Yes, I agree. Thank you for being encouraging and not being rude to me. I appreciate you. You got the next one. Now you know to be prepared. As a flight attendant, you never leave home without it, even for domestic. Hope this helps. Now come to Delta. And then she responds, this is so true. Lesson has been learned. Absolutely. Somebody else says, definitely understand. I didn't need mine for my interview at my airline, just needed it for training. And she says, see, this is what I'm saying.
If my mistake says I can't ever work for an airline, which I doubt it, that mistake, somebody's going to see it and they're going to remember to bring their passport. So even if American Airlines or United or Delta or whoever give me the chance or finally decides to say, hey, I know she's going to be amazing, I know she's going to be reliable, I know she's going to work her off, which I am, then, you know, it is what it is. But if I don't get the position, I mean, I already cried about it. What the f***? I'm not going to keep crying about it. I already cried. It's over. It's done. But I'm not going to take that video down because of a chance that they're going to see it and not want to hire me. Oh, well, at least other applicants will know to bring their passport. And honestly, I'm not trying to scrutinize United. I just wish they had like a protocol or like a policy or procedure in case that happens. And I had a picture of it just in case, because I knew, I was like, when I got to the airport, I was like, I forgot my passport. Just in general, I was like, I forgot my passport. So I told my roommate, like, damn, I forgot my passport. They were like, oh, I'm already on my way home. So, okay. So I typed out my United emails just to make sure I didn't need the passport. And I didn't see it. I swear to God, I did not see it was mandatory. So I got a picture of it anyway, just in case. And they wouldn't even accept the picture. Mind you, I just got my shit renewed because I had interviewed with American Airlines, but their training was full. Which I'm sure we all got that email. Y'all know what I'm talking about if you applied. But I say all that to say the video will stay up regardless of my chances, because what is for me, it will be for me, and what is not for me will not be for me. And although I made a mistake, maybe somebody in the future won't make the same mistake I did. And that's essentially why I'm keeping the video up. Now, will it deter my chances of working with another airline? So, honestly, them Reddit forums will make you not want to even be a flight attendant, but I'm so resilient, like I don't really care what other people are talking about, even if it is stressful. I've been through stressful jobs. I wiped clean toilets, scrub urinals on my hands and knees. So all I'm saying is I could be a flight attendant, and I'm super personable. I talk to random strangers all the time, specifically old, because they're like a library. They're like a library full of information, especially the spiritual ones. The ones who believe in God, love talking to them. And the successful ones, I love talking to them. So at the end of the day, the video is going to stay up. I'm going to enjoy this pho, this wine. I'm going to take it back to little old Wisconsin, and I'm going to try with Delta. If Delta doesn't work out, y'all, I'm going to keep applying, y'all. What can I do? I can keep getting no's, but I'm going to keep applying because I'm determined. I'm a determined person, and I already set my present self up for the success of a flight attendant position. I have the qualifications, and I'm just going to keep trying at the end of the day. But that video going to stay up, so y'all don't make the same mistake I did.
And the caption under that video we just watched said, "Why I'm not removing my post about," and then she tags United Airlines again. So after all of that, what is your opinion on this entire situation? And this is her just dancing and tagging United once again. It's a lot. Now, she did take accountability, yeah? She did mention that she forgot her passport, emotions were high and everything. And then she said she's keeping the post because she wants future applicants to be aware of this situation. It's important to note that when companies set specific instructions for interviews, like bringing certain documents, there's actually a good reason behind it. For example, airlines, having your passport handy isn't just a random request. It's a necessary part of the vetting process, especially for roles that might involve international travel. And failing to follow these instructions can not only reflect poorly on you, but you also disrupt the entire process for other people.
Have you guys seen that woman crashing out on this app for forgetting her passport for the United Airlines interview? That's a prime example of how a lot of the entertainment on the internet or on this app are people having maniac episodes. She has made over 90 plus videos back to back to back about this whole debacle. No accountability taken for her mistake, has ruined her future, and any possibility of being hired by an airline is probably squandered at this point. She keeps on beating on this point, tagging the airline, embarrassing herself. Like, there's one comment that actually said what I'm saying. "Girl, you're having a maniac episode. You need to stop it." She's not getting it, but that's expected. But yeah, I just think it's so sad, interesting that there are people really crashing out here. And it's not crashing out, it's mental illness. It is maniac episode. It's you're not getting what we are getting, and you are ruining your life. Trying to die on this hill, and girl, get help, please.
And dying on that hill is what she's doing. Next up is a lady explaining the importance of bringing a passport, or what happens when you forget a passport. Let's check her out.
Oh, you can't apply for another year.
Hey girl, I know you're really upset you forgot your passport to the United interview, but I just want to bring you some perspective as a 9-year flight attendant of why they turned you away. If you're online and you're an actual flight attendant and you forget your passport, a couple things are going to happen. Number one, you're delaying the flight 100%, whether we have to find a reserve or you got to go home and get your passport or whatever. Now, when we delay that flight, that's going to create misconnects. Okay, so we've got hundreds of people on a delayed flight, misconnects, people who are going to miss their cruises, etc., etc. Second, you're costing the company thousands and thousands of dollars for misconnects, cancellations, rebookings, all that sort of thing. And third, you could possibly have to cancel the flight depending on where you're at in the world. So it might not seem like a big deal that you forgot your passport to the interview, but if you've done it to the interview, United thinks, hey, she's going to do it online and she's going to cost us a lot of money down the road. So that's just some perspective. It's actually really important.
Now, before I go on talking to y'all about her being more of a liability than an asset, let's watch some of her other videos.
So it was brought to my attention via email that United Airlines saw my post. They decided to say that I won't be eligible for rehire, even though I stated in the email that I wouldn't be applying again because of my experience. However, I do feel as though the email was intentionalized to be, what can I say, kind of like a retaliation bully type of situation. And I don't appreciate that. As an airline, you're not going to bully me. I did get all those little comments saying you should delete this. Airlines don't play about their social media policy, bada bing, bada boom. However, I'm not a part of the airline. I was just a part of the interview process. So I'm allowed to say how I felt during the experience. I'm allowed to cry. I'm allowed to feel how I feel, because every person that I talked to about this situation, they said I would have cried, which I did. And I explained exactly how I felt in that moment. And I'm allowed to have that. I'm allowed to be a human. But what throws me off is the fact that they're personally emailing me, sending me a screenshot of my face as if I don't know what I posted on this app. I know how I feel. You're not going to be, I can't be intimidated by United Airlines. I'm not scared of you. I'm not any of this. I know you guys want me to back down and say, hey, take my losses in stride, which I am. However, I still want people to know to bring your passport to your interviews. Like, I forgot mine because, guys, I'm working a double today. Like, I work really, really hard. Also, they don't know, but I visited my sick grandfather before I came to that interview, which is why I was all over the place. I even had to grab my passport from my sister's house. Like, it was actually a big mess. So for them to try to intimidate me with this email, which I will be sending screenshots, it wasn't even an intimidation email. It was more so like it felt retaliation, because they're telling me that they won't hire me because of a social media post I made. But I already stated that I wouldn't be applying again in the social media post, so I really didn't even need to get that email. They also said, well, we told you 12 months, but now we're not. That's a retaliation tactic, and I don't appreciate that. And it's just really disheartening as, United Airlines. I'm not intimidated. I'm not scared. I know a lot of people are, but that was just my experience. That's how I felt, and it is what it is. Like, guys, it is what it is. I forgot my passport. It's okay, United. I still love you at the end of the day. Okay? Thanks. Oh, and I'm going to be posting the screenshots.
Are we living on Earth? You legit cannot make this up. We recently spoke about crying on the internet. And obviously, if you worked hard to be in a position to interview for a career that you really want and you get sent home for a mistake that you made, you're going to cry. Naturally, most people would cry. I would cry. But the last thing I would do is go online and start tagging the company and bashing them. That's just something I wouldn't do, but we may be living in, I don't know. I don't know if we're living on Earth anymore. Is this Earth? Is this normal now? Actually, it is the new normal, because social media is where people just trauma dump, and now where people kill their own careers for no reason. Now, when I read this email, I'm not going to take it and run with it. And disclaimer to you guys as well, because this could have been anyone. We can't see who actually sent it. We can't see the stamp at the bottom. And these are all things to look out for. So this is all alleged. Akila, thank you for your recent interest in the flight attendant position at United Airlines. As you know, blah, 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 your application after you came to in-person interview without your... Why did she hide that part? Okay, without your required passport. At the time, you were informed that you would need to reapply in 12 months. After your interview, you posted several videos on TikTok that we consider to be unprofessional and inappropriate. Based on the behavior displayed by you, we don't feel that your personal brand is a good fit at United. As such, we have marked your profile as ineligible for hire with United Airlines. There's just something about this email that it rubs me the wrong way. There's just something that's telling me. At the time, I didn't think of it, but now that I'm doing this video, I'm like, there's a chance, because I know internet people, there's a chance that she wrote this email, because allegedly she's saying United Airlines did, which I don't know. I don't know.
Here's my reply. Screenshot if you want to.
So regardless of her keeping the post and tagging United, quite literally crashing out, this kind of public airing of grievances makes her more of a liability than an asset. Companies seek employees who can represent their brand respectfully and positively, especially in challenging situations. When someone quickly resorts to public criticism instead of handling matters privately, it raises concerns about how they might react to internal conflicts as well as setbacks if they are hired.
Also, someone said freedom of speech isn't freedom of consequences. That's so different. That's like what you use when someone's being like blatantly racist. In this case, that's not the same thing. Obviously, I was full of emotion. I was going through the works, and I didn't have good news. Actually, the day I got home after that incident, my uncle passed away. So I tried to reschedule. I couldn't. It was only, the availability was only a day later. I know for a fact I would have crushed that interview if I would have remembered to bring my passport. I'm still a good person, and my social media presence is me. It's only my black self, Akila Benzan. So, and it's even my name. So when they say they're not going to hire me because of my personal brand, that means they're not going to hire me because I'm a black woman with a black platform. And that's discriminatory at the end of the day. You can't say, hey, I'm going to not give you employment because of your personal brand when your personal brand is you. That's discriminatory because I'm a black woman. So you're basically saying you can't hire me because I'm a black woman. That's essentially what this issue has come to at this point, which is crazy. Because my personal brand is literally me. Since my whole life, like since I started musically, this has been my life. Like, so for them to say they won't hire me because of me being myself, that's discrimination, and that's crazy. That I didn't think I would actually get an email like that. I love United too. That's crazy. You know what? I like American Airlines more anyway. I like Delta more. Southwest is pretty cool. Frontier is pretty cool. Wisconsin Air is pretty cool. But to discriminate against me and my personal brand when my personal brand is me, a black woman, just using her voice, is really sad. United, that's disappointing, for real.
You know what's sad? Victim mentality. Am I living under a rock? Am I the delusional one? Because this has nothing to do with your race. This has everything to do with your character. Everything to do with your behavior on the internet when it comes to this situation.
And one more thing, telling me that you wouldn't hire me because of my personal brand is very disappointing, yes. But you know what is more disappointing? The fact that I take flights from United all the time and the Wi-Fi never works. What the hell is that about? Because that's the only thing that's like, oh, we'll start it over and we'll try again, and they never do. So let's talk about that United. Like, screw my situation. Screw what's in the past. Let's talk about stuff that's actively happening, like the fact that I couldn't even use my phone or my tablet when we were able to utilize them in the air, and then them telling us that we'd get Wi-Fi and we can pay for it, and then that never happening 3 times. 3 times. 3 times. 3 times. For those of you saying you're going to be blacklisted, you're going to be blacklisted, you're not going to be able to work in the airline or the airline industry. That's my point about retaliation. I never even got the chance to do the interview. So how does any other airline know what I'm capable of? Oh, just because United said, hey, blacklist her, she has a following. That's retaliation. That's targeting me. That's targeting my personal brand, which is black woman in corporate America. Young corporate American. Like, who cares at this point? Because I'll be honest, I was applying to airlines on the way to United because that's just who I am, but it is what it is, y'all. You guys think it's too soon to apply to another airline? Okay, don't all scream. Don't send this to the Facebook. Don't send it to that damn prehistoric app, you dinosaurs. But you think Delta will what?
Y'all think Delta gonna want me?
Southwest, where you at? Southwest, where you at? I'm just kidding. One less pretty flight attendant. It's whatever. The flag is my roommate's. Yeah. I don't know what y'all want me to say. I live in a predominantly white area. And I can't afford to live alone right now. In this economy?
Yeah, she did crashed out. She crashed out bad. Y'all let me know what you guys think of this entire mess in the comment section below. I'm lost for words. And y'all know I love to yap.